This is the Brocade Campus Feature Explainer series. I'm Terry Henry. Today we're going to look at some logging commands, how to increase the number of entries in your log, how to make your logging persistent across reloads, how to log to the console, and finally how to log to a particular host. So by default, let's have a look at the show default values and we'll see how many entries are in the log. So right at the top, we see syslog buffers equals 50. So 50 entries might be enough for you, depends, but we're going to change that. So we'll go to config T, and then we're going to do a logging buffered. We'll set that to 1,000 entries, for example. So this is like a system max command, so it's going to require a reload. So you got to do a write memory and reload. But there's multiple other things you can set in there as well. So if we do a logging buffered question mark, it says that we can set our log anywhere from 1 to 4,000 entries. We can also enable or disable alerts, critical debugs, emergency errors, informational notifications, or warnings. So we're going to leave that alone, but all of that is available to you should you wish to change it. So once we reload the box, then we're going to have 1,000 entries available to us. Another important thing is when your box reloads, generally you lose your syslog, right? It's not persistently written into the flash. So if you want to turn that on, you can simply do a logging persistence command, and then it will now be persistent across soft reboots. So very good command if you're trying to troubleshoot something, and in a lot of cases, if you've lost your log, it's of no value to you. Now you certainly should be sending those logs to an external syslog server, and the way you do that is with a logging host command. So logging host, and then you simply give it the IP address or the name should you have a DNS server set up. So we'll set ours to 192.168.1.14, and you can set a particular UDP port on it if you wish, but generally you just need the IP address, hit enter, and from now on it's going to send your syslog entries off to a remote host. So I mean, that's the best way to do it. Persistence is good, but if you can send those off to a remote device, and you can correlate multiple devices and events that happen in your network. Lastly, you can do a log to the console. So logging console will now send your real-time syslog messages to the console. So I'm on the console right now, so if there was events happening in the back end, I would see those pop up on the console. So sometimes that's important. Anyway, that's it. A few interesting entries about the logging and syslog on our devices, and that's it. Thanks for joining.